Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of breaking news around Arsenal and the deal for Mykhailo Mudryk. Seems like the deal is very close, and Fabrizio Romano has just broken some more news. We're going to break that down. Plus, Joao Felix's deal. We've now figured out the price and the clubs that we're going to be competing with to try to get his signature. In addition to that, some breaking news around Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, Folarin Balogun, and more. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get the show started. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's the Kitty G on Egal Talks Football, and we're back again with another video. Hope everyone is doing well. As you come in, please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know how you are feeling today. Today is a day where there has been a lot of news. And when I say news, I mean a lot of news. We have the news of Bukayo Saka's contract extension. We have the news of Mykhailo Mudryk's situation. We have the news on situations going on with Joao Felix. There's so many things going on at the same time. I'm going to break everything down. In addition to that, we have Pep Guardiola having a mental breakdown. We have rivals having mental breakdowns. We have everyone losing their goddamn mind over the potential that Arsenal could win the Premier League. And all culminates to what we do in this January transfer window. And if we can get enough strength in depth to push us to go win that Premier League. I come to you today, starting off the show by none other than Mykhailo Mudryk. It's the only way we can start the show off. And if you guys don't know, there has been a lot going on with the Mykhailo Mudryk deal. A lot going on with the Mykhailo Mudryk deal. I'm going to begin by showing you what took place. How many hours ago was this? This took place this morning at 7 a.m. This morning at 7 a.m., we found out that a deal has been completed between Arsenal and Mykhailo Mudryk. We've known for a long time personal terms was not an issue. We've known for a long time personal terms were not an issue. But today, we know that Mykhailo Mudryk has an agreed personal terms with Arsenal and has agreed to a 5-year deal. Talks with Shakhtar Donetsk are still ongoing. This is a massive step in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. This is a massive step in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first step towards getting the deal completed. You don't start to speak to the player until you realize that you've been given the club's permission to go and speak to the player. We now have not only are we now speaking to the player, but we have now been given the right to negotiate contracts with the player, and we have now negotiated with Shakhtar Donetsk winger Mykhailo Mudryk a 5-year contract. At this point, the only issue is the situation with the finances between the two clubs. Okay? That is the situation that we need to figure out. That is what is currently holding up the deal. That is the last leg that we need and the last hurdle that we need to surpass. Now, let me just give you guys all the news around this Mykhailo Mudryk situation before we go any further, because we did get another update over Mudryk over the last 24, 48 hours. We were getting told that there was going to be a new bid. We got told that there was going to be a new contract situation. We got told that Mykhailo Mudryk has now agreed a 5-year deal. But here is what else. 9 hours ago, we were told that an improved bid would be submitted today. An improved bid would be submitted today. That's what we were told, right? We were told an improved bid was going to be submitted today. And with that being said, there is some other news that Fabrizio Romano has just broken today. Yes, there is some other news that Fabrizio Romano has just broken today. Now, we already know about Mykhailo Mudryk's current 5-year deal that he's agreed with Arsenal. And it just means the Mudryk deal is inching ever closer and closer. The deal is just inching closer and closer as we go. But let me just stop for a second and say hi to everyone. How's everyone doing? Felix could end up like Pepe, though. I agree. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone's well. Yes, K8 in the chat. Pepe 2.0. Can Mudryk put in good crosses? I definitely think he can. But before we go any further, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Let me know where you're watching from and if you're enjoying the content. Now, We did hear about Chelsea wanting Mudryk a couple days ago. But Fabrizio Romano, ladies and gentlemen, has come from deep to end this whole Chelsea speculation and drama. Fabrizio Romano has just ended the whole conversation, ladies and gentlemen. He has ended the whole conversation. This is all you need to know about Mykhailo Mudryk at this point. He's put it all in and culminated in this beautiful tweet. This is what Fabrizio Romano has confirmed to us today, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Fabrizio Romano has confirmed to us today. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed to us that the Mudryk deal is inching closer and closer to Arsenal. The deal is getting closer and closer every day. Every second, it's getting closer and closer. And just before I read what he says, you guys can see it there yourselves. He says Arsenal have improved their proposal to sign Mykhailo Mudryk, confirmed as talks are ongoing after 40 million euros plus 20 million bid rejected by Shakhtar Donetsk. It's up to Shakhtar now, as per reported by Johan Dolosky, who's also a Ukrainian, right? He says Chelsea are also interested in Mudryk in case Arsenal's deal collapses, but Arsenal remain the priority. That is massive, ladies and gentlemen. Massive news. Now, we know some of that news already. Some of the news we've already known. Some of the news we've already known. In the back of our mind, we've already known some of these things, right? We already knew some of these things. Like, let me just break down some of the stuff that we already knew in this tweet. We already knew the bid was rejected. Okay? We already knew this. We already knew it's up to Shakhtar because he tweeted this out. We already knew Chelsea were interested, but they were never going to be the priority unless the deal collapses. The only new information we got in this tweet, which is very important, is that Arsenal have improved their bid. We don't know how much the bid is, but there is speculations over how much the bid is. There is speculations over how much the bid could be. Now, it's Cap, either Fabrizio or David Ornstein reported personal terms have never been the hurdle. That is true. That is true. Personal terms have never been the hurdle. Personal terms have never been the issue in this whole situation. Personal terms have never been the actual issue. People have always said personal terms were not the problem. That is a reality. But another thing people have been saying is Arsenal are going to have to meet a certain Arsenal are going to have to meet a certain valuation to get the player. Like my guy Ben Jacobs. This is what Ben Jacobs said 6 minutes ago. 6 minutes ago, by the way. Let me just show you guys what Ben Jacobs said 6 minutes ago. 1 second. I'm just gonna pull this up. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought. But yeah, Ben Jacobs' thoughts on the whole Mudryk situation. I'm gonna give that to you guys right now. This is what Ben Jacobs had to say on the situation, ladies and gentlemen. Where is it? There we go. Ben Jacobs, Arsenal have made their second bid for Mykhailo Mudryk. The total package remains around the 70 million euros. Arsenal are optimistic that the deal could get done for far less than the 100 million euros Shakhtar are publicly quoting. The key to the success is the structure. Shakhtar wants around 55 million upfront. That is the price, ladies and gentlemen. It could be around 70 million euros. That is what they're saying at this moment in time. 70 million euros. Ben Jacob reporting that it could be around 70 million euros. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think he was gonna cost that much to begin with. I thought we were gonna get him for around the Pepe deal, maybe at best, 72 million pounds at best. But yeah, do a cat reveal. What? What are you talking about? Salam, how's everyone doing? Everyone's good? Yeah, I'm good, man. Mudryk is not guaranteed success. Why go for him when you can go for Felix and we can get Felix? We're going to talk about Felix in a second. Before we get to Felix, I need to give you guys all the information so you have all the information to your disposal when you're making your judgments on these decisions that Arsenal are making, because they are making it for reasons that are very clear and evident to me at this moment in time. But if the total package is going to cost around 70 million for him to join Arsenal, that sounds realistic. I'm not going to lie. I know Shakhtar are the structure. The key point in this whole conversation is the structure part. You guys see that? This part here where he talks about structure, that is where this deal could fall apart. That is where we could have issues trying to get the deal sorted out with Shakhtar. That is where I'm looking at Arsenal. I'm saying make sure you give them a little bit more upfront, because we originally offered only 40 million. They want 15 million more upfront, and the rest of it can be in add-ons. And the add-ons don't even have to be that realistic to be that achievable. If some of the add-ons could be like if Arsenal win the Premier League, if Arsenal win the Champions League, if Arsenal win the Champions League, those kind of add-ons could be added on. Game time and goals might be a little bit easier to achieve. That's where you have to start looking at what they actually want. But the main thing is talks are currently ongoing with Shakhtar. Talks are currently ongoing with Shakhtar, and it looks like it looks like this is the deal we're going to probably get done. In my opinion, if we get him, I think that's enough to push us on to win. But we're going to have to talk about that another time. Egal, do you think we will get it done? I hope so. I definitely think we will get this deal done. I genuinely do believe that Mykhailo Mudryk will become an Arsenal player come the end of the transfer window, in my opinion. Arsenal have now offered, if you've missed it, Arsenal have offered a new bid for Mykhailo Mudryk. And the reports have come out that we've submitted a new bid for Mykhailo Mudryk, and that deal could be getting done very, very soon. About 55 minutes ago, the bid has gone in. So this is great news. This is great news. Second bid has officially been offered. Arsenal have officially offered that second bid about an hour ago. This is the gentleman who reported it, and he's quite a reliable journalist, as Fabrizio Romano is co-signing him. If you got a Fabrizio Romano cosign, I think you're quite reliable, in my opinion. But yeah, there you go. Arsenal have made an improved offer, as you can see right there. I don't think for one second that this deal could not happen. The only way I see this deal not happening is if Arsenal prioritize Joao Felix over the man himself, Mykhailo Mudryk. Now, let me show you guys what's going on with the Joao Felix situation. Before we go any further, I'm just going to say big up to everyone in the chat. Let me just hit that make sure you do hit that like button. 72 million pounds was guaranteed. Yeah, that's too much. They're not 72 million pounds was guaranteed. That was a problem. Netweed's in the house. Big up Netweed. He's a writer from Sports, which is a great newspaper in Ukraine, who broke the Mudryk deal first. Egal, what's good? Absolutely hope this year brings massive success and we bring home the title. I do too. I definitely do too. I definitely believe we can do it. And I definitely believe we will be able to bring home that Premier League title once we strengthen. Now, Manchester United are also in for the striker, Joao Felix. Let's talk about Joao Felix. You guys want to talk about Joao Felix? Let's get into it. Let's get into the Joao Felix talk. This is what's going on with Joao Felix, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's going on with Joao Felix. David Ornstein broke a story today on Joao Felix, and we got to go straight into the David Ornstein report. David Ornstein reported on the Joao Felix situation, and this is what he had to say. Yes, David Ornstein reported on Joao Felix. So we're going to go on to the Joao Felix report from David Ornstein to see what he had to say on this report. Boom. I got the tweet, and let's go. So this is everything you need to know about the whole Joao Felix situation and everything going on right now. David Ornstein tweeted this out 5 hours ago. 5 hours ago, he tweeted this out. He said Atletico Madrid are ready to loan Joao Felix. Manchester United and Arsenal remain the contenders to sign him, of course, at the present moment. There is, I'm going to read the tweet in full, but just before we do that, make sure you guys do hit the like button and let me know what you guys think. Do you think Joao Felix will end up at Manchester United or Arsenal? Personally, I don't think either club is going to pay the valuation that Atletico Madrid wants. The valuation Atletico Madrid wants seems ridiculous, if you ask me. It seems absolutely benign and absolutely foolish for anyone to pay that type of money. But let's see. David Ornstein says Atletico Madrid are ready to loan Joao Felix for the price of 21 million euros. That is what they're saying the price is going to be. Before we go into it, let me just read the full tweet. Before we go any further, Atletico Madrid are ready to loan out Joao Felix. Manchester United and Arsenal are main contenders at the present. Both expressed firm interest in the 23-year-old forward, but at nowhere near the 21 million pound package Atletico Madrid want, which is 15 million fee up front and 6 million in wages for his 6 months loan. Personally, it is absolutely ridiculous and crazy to think a player is worth 21 million euros for a loan for 6 months. Even if that said player could potentially get you top 4 or win you the Premier League, it is not worth. One player doesn't make a team. There is no such thing as a one-man team. And especially a player who comes in January who has no actual affiliation to your club yet. Arsenal are looking closer to wait to see if they can get a better deal for Joao Felix. That is the reality. Arsenal is going to wait and try to see if they can get a better deal for Joao Felix. Now, both Manchester United and Arsenal are in for Joao Felix. Let me just say this. Both clubs are in for Joao Felix, and this is what it says about both clubs at this moment in time. Manchester United are in a situation where they look like financially they might not be able to pull the trigger on that deal. Manchester United look like they financially might not be able to pull the trigger on that deal at this moment in time. Where Arsenal, it's not a financial issue per se, it's just they don't agree with the valuation. Both Manchester United and Arsenal, you can say the same story actually. You can say they both don't agree with the valuation. But at the same time, we know Manchester United have the money. We know Arsenal, we might have the money, but we just might not want to be able to. We might not want to pay it. Now, George Mendes has approached Arsenal about this. George Mendes has approached Arsenal about this deal. He's made it clear that his client would be down to join Arsenal. That is one thing I want to show you guys. He has made it clear his client would be down to join Arsenal. And also, Manchester United and Arsenal are the two main people that he would be willing to go to, right? The thing with the Manchester United side is, I seen somewhere where they were speaking about the Man United side of things. Joao Felix potentially joining Man United. There is a couple hiccups that could happen down the road with Joao Felix joining Manchester United. This is what it is. Let me show you. I seen it somewhere before. I liked it, so I'm gonna just show you guys before I go any further. He also said Arsenal. One of the main reasons why he also might join Arsenal is because of the impact that his former teammate Thomas Partey might have. Thomas Partey actually might have a part to play in Joao Felix joining Arsenal. As you can see, Felix is still connected with Partey. The loan fee will have to be reduced significantly for him to move forward. But of course, Arsenal want the move to look more like this is an important tweet right here to read. This is an important tweet because if Joao Felix deal does happen, it seems like Thomas Partey might have a big part to play in it. Thomas Partey might be a big part to play in getting the Joao Felix deal over the line. But the thing is, Arsenal also want the deal to be something similar to what Martin Odegaard's deal was, which was they waited until the deal was suitable to the club. They didn't just go and take the first deal that was available to them. They waited until it was suitable to take it. So he can be Joao Felix can be interested in Premier League clubs, and he can have interest in Manchester United and Arsenal. But realistically, both clubs are not looking to spend the money that Atletico Madrid want. And Chelsea seem like a distant third option at this moment in time. Chelsea don't even seem like an option at this moment in time. Chelsea seem like such a distant option for him that they don't even mention Chelsea in these articles when they're mentioning the two major clubs that are in for Joao Felix. Now, you guys do want Joao Felix. Let me know what you think. Everyone is in the industry is shocked by the figure. The industry believes that the figure might have to come down, because in a January window to try to get 21 million for a loan player is ridiculous. Big up to everyone joining the chat right now. Big up to you. Joao Felix said it is a 10. You know what? You know the craziest thing about this whole Joao Felix situation is? You know the most mental thing about this whole Joao Felix situation, that people don't realize what actually happened in the summer. In the summer, Manchester United reportedly turned down. Atletico Madrid reportedly turned down in the summer. Do you guys remember this? Do you remember this in the summer? Yes. Apparently, Manchester United had 130 million euros rejected in the summer. That is mental. What were Atletico Madrid thinking? What were they smoking? What were they smoking? These guys are so dumb. They thought their asset was worth way more. They rejected this. And if this was real, if this was actually real and they rejected it, and a year later he wants to leave due to the fact that his relationship with the manager has broken apart, this is an absolute farce. They think they're going to get any money that's nowhere near that. They're not going to get anything close to that ever again. They've missed their opportunity. The ship has sailed. Finito. You're done. You're done out here. You're finished. As Mohammed Hijab would say, you're finished. You're finished. We've seen the evidence. We have the evidence. You're finished. These guys are done out here. Atletico Madrid are done out here. They think they're going to get anything close to that value. You're nuts. You're mental. We're going to get an actual baller for that kind of money. Not a guy who's flopped at your club. And you're Atletico Madrid's a dead club when it comes to attackers. They ruin attackers' careers. They ruin attackers' careers. Attackers come there and they just get ruined. The only person I seen that thrived was Luis Suarez and friggin' Griezmann. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. But you know what? Let's just be honest for a second. Manchester United, MUFC, they have an opportunity to get Joao Felix. They do. And how far they're going to go with that opportunity, we're going to have to wait and see, because the reports coming out that Manchester United are not willing to pay that type of money. And the relationship with the manager over there is forcing them to sell him. So they have a situation where Joao Felix's relationship with Diego Simeone has broken down. His relationship with his manager has broken down to the point where they need to get rid of him. He is at this point a liability in the dressing room, having a manager and a player bickering at each other and him being at the value that he is. If you don't know, Diego Simeone is the highest paid manager in world football. At Atletico Madrid, no player is bigger than Diego Simeone. Hence why they don't force him to play Joao Felix. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, guys? So yeah, Diego Simeone is haram ball. He might play haram ball, but it's successful for them. Can I talk to you later? But yeah, so sorry about that, guys. Someone called me in the middle of the stream. Kind of rude to have my phone on, so I'm just gonna make sure my phone is on silent. Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure my phone is on silent. But yeah, let's continue. So with Manchester United, we know their situation. We know what they want. We know what they want, right? We know what they want. Manchester United are willing to pay Joao Felix full wages, but only if they take an £8 million. What? This is I can't even trust this source. This source is not reliable. Let me just go to something else, because reports are saying Manchester United, Arsenal are currently holding talks. Manchester United held conversations, but the deal is off the table over financial issues as it stands, said Fabrizio. Said my guy Terry from the Football Terrace. It just seemed like all the issues around this deal for Manchester United and everybody else is the financial structure of the deal. There's no way that anyone's going to pay that type of money for Joao Felix. It just sounds ridiculous, in my opinion. At this moment in time, it sounds utter ludicrous that anyone pays that type of money for Joao Felix. And here's where we begin our conversation around Joao Felix or Mudryk. This is where we begin our conversation around Joao Felix or Mudryk. So you've seen all the evidence, you've seen all the information I provided you. This is your option. You have Joao Felix for 21 million euro. You have Joao Felix for a 21 million euro deal, or you can get Mudryk for 70 million, 55 million plus add-ons. That's what it currently is at. So it's either Felix or Mudryk. And I think this is when this is when I'm going to do the poll on. This is what I'm going to do the poll on, because we constantly find ourselves talking about this specific topic and constantly find ourselves doing a poll. Now, the 21 million euros is a loan fee, and it is not a transfer fee. You're not buying the player for 21 million euros. Just remember that. So let me know in the chat right now. I want to see Felix or Mudryk in the chat. Let me know. What would you rather do? Would you not both now? No one's getting both. I think it's an absolute fallacy to believe we were ever going to pay for both. Financially, it makes no sense to invest that type of level of money on both players. What? We will get both. Why? Jesus is still coming back. ESR is still coming back. We will, at that point, we will have Bukayo Saka, we will have Joao Felix, we will have Mudryk, we will have Jesus, we will have Gabriel Martinelli, we'll have ESR. Are you kidding me? In addition to some of the youngsters that we have in Eddie Nketiah, we'll also have Eddie Nketiah, who's on 100K. We'll also have, Reece Nelson and some other guys in the team. There is no way we're going to have that level of squad depth in this team at this moment in time. I don't think we're going to invest that type of money. Also, Joao Felix would come in and be the highest paid player in the football club. No way in hell that's happening. We don't even know what level of quality he's going to be playing at. I don't know. You guys tell me, because I feel like everyone who's saying they want both, it's not realistic. It was never realistic. It was never realistic. It was never realistic. One is going to cost you 21 million euros. The other one's going to cost you potentially 70 million euros. Okay? That is the price tag we know right now. That is the price tag we continue to hear. That is the situation we know about at this moment in time. So before I move on, I'm just going to ask you guys one more time, and I'm going to put a poll in. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. Also, why is there only 54 likes when there's over 143 people in the chat? You guys can do much better than that. I know you guys can do much better than that. So go hit that like button right now. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost a penny. But yeah, let me know. I put the question in the poll. And you guys let me know which one you guys are picking. Because there's no way we're getting both. If you think we're going to get both, you're living in cuckoo land, because we're not getting both. I'll tell you that right now for free. We know Arsenal. We're not getting both of them. I don't think we're getting both of them. I think we're in for both of them, but I think we're only going to get one of them. That is the reality. We can be in for both of them, but we're only going to end with one of them. That is the reality, people. Get it through your heads. We're not getting both. Okay? Now, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I still believe we can win the Premier League. I still believe we can do a lot this season. It's just I don't think we're going to get both of them. That's just my take on this at this moment in time. But yeah, let's move on quickly. Before we go any further, do hit that like button. Let me know what you guys are feeling in the chat. There is other breaking news that we have to discuss also. Bukayo Saka's contract. You guys know what's going on with Bukayo Saka's contract? Great news about Bukayo Saka's contract. When I say great news, I mean the best of news. I mean, I absolutely am loving the fact that this news has come out. This is amazing news. This is the kind of news that I've been waiting for. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to hear. This is what makes me happy. Bukayo Saka potentially signing a new deal. Bukayo Saka and William Saliba potentially signing a new deal. But they haven't signed it yet. Bukayo Saka hasn't signed it yet. No, unfortunately, he still hasn't officially signed his contract. But what Bukayo Saka has done, he has extended his contract. Bukayo Saka, yes, he has extended his contract and will remain at Arsenal for an additional year to what he currently has on his deal. Arsenal have triggered a contract extension in Bukayo Saka's contract. And this is great news. But at the same time, we need to get these deals sorted. We need to get these deals sorted. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you guys can actually enjoy it yourselves with me. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Mikel Arteta and Bukayo Saka hugging and Bukayo Saka in the chat. There we go. So what you're looking at here, what happened? There we go. So what we're looking at here is Bukayo Saka. Breaking news, Bukayo Saka, about a couple hours ago, has agreed, 3 hours ago to be exact, has agreed and triggered a contract extension. He will be staying until 2024 when his contract expires. Arsenal are still currently working on trying to get a new deal in his contract. That is what is happening at this moment in time with Bukayo Saka. It is not out of the realm that Arsenal get a new deal sorted out with him, but it is on the cards that Arsenal get a new deal sorted out for him at this moment in time. Now, with that being said, let me just show you guys one more thing. Don't forget, we also have the Saliba contract situation at this moment in time also. So reports coming out from friend of the show, Kia. Yeah, friend of the show, Kia, reporting that Arsenal are contract talked with both Saliba and Saka are progressing well. They're both progressing well. That's great to hear. Now I need to see it on paper. It's great to hear, but I need to see it on paper because I am not concerned about Bukayo Saka's contract. I believe his contract has been sorted to a certain degree before the World Cup. Maybe things have changed since the World Cup, but from what I've been hearing for the longest time, Bukayo Saka's contract was not an issue. I don't think anyone in world football can come and take him away at this moment in time, especially if Arsenal are competing and winning a Premier League. That's just my take on it. Adding an extra year for negotiation. Yes, we have an extra year trigger clause. It makes sense for both parties to trigger that extra year for both Saliba and Bukayo Saka, have them here until 2024 and try to continue to negotiate a newer, better terms on the deal, especially if Arsenal win the Premier League. Why would they leave? We currently have one of the best young teams in the world. We currently have one of the best up-and-coming managers. Potentially could be a generational manager in Mikel Arteta. Both Saliba and Bukayo Saka are key parts of the team, and they're both two of the best players in their position at this moment in time on form in the Premier League. You could arguably say Bukayo Saka and William Saliba are two of the best in their position in the Premier League at this moment in time. That is not a debate, in my opinion. They are performing like it. And I'm saying based on right now. I'm not saying he's better than Van Dijk or Mo Salah. I'm just saying they're performing better than Van Dijk and Mo Salah. Arsenal in general is performing better than Liverpool. Hence why I say what I say. So let me know what you guys think. Also, guys, you can become channel members. The membership program is absolutely only £1. You can become a member for £1. And I will be doing a video later tonight doing an Arsenal Newcastle match preview tonight at... What time should I do it? Let me know. Should I do it before the evening's games or after? Should I do it at 7? I might do it at 7 to 8. I'm going to do a match preview. Check it out. Make sure you do check it out. 7 to 8. But for now, I'll say this. I'm not worried about these guys. Not one bit. I'm not concerned. I think everything's going to be all right. Everyone can calm down. We're good. You should make it £10. Nah, man, there's no need. I got £1 memberships and I got £2.50. I got £2.99 memberships for the premium members. You guys can become channel members and make sure you do check it out. If you guys want to become channel members, everyone can become anyone who wants to become a channel member can become a channel member. The link to become a channel member is in the chat right there. That is how you become a channel member. I've just pinned it, so you guys can check that out if you want to join as members. Now, moving on. Watch Balogun in the French league. He's hitting levels. You know what? You just bring me on to my next topic. You bring me on to my next topic. Talking about Balogun, let me show you what we got on Balogun, because there's some news on Balogun somewhere here. Where is it? Where is it? So it was somewhere there. It was someone there. I'm gonna find it. So there's news on Folarin Balogun, currently playing in France. Reports are from Italy that Italian clubs are looking at Balogun and they want to buy him. Yes, there's several clubs that are interested in Arsenal youngster Balogun. According to this outlet, AC Milan are interested in buying Arsenal striker Balogun, as he has performed amazing this season on Rennes. Let me just read that again. AC Milan are interested in signing Arsenal striker Folarin Balogun. Balogun has 10 goals, 16 games in Ligue 1. He has gotten 10 goals. That is amazing. This season, he is balling out, people. He is balling. You can't lie. He is absolutely balling. The guy is killing it. People are saying he's better than Eddie Nketiah. Personally, I think if Eddie Nketiah was in the same team, in that French team, he would be scoring more goals. But the guy is talented. Don't take anything away from the kid. He's extremely talented. Extremely talented young kid. Definitely an extremely talented young kid. He deserves all the credit in the world. But at this moment in time, I'm just looking at some of these things that I'm saying to myself, you know what? Eddie Nketiah has done it in the Premier League. This guy couldn't do it in the Premier League ever. Not yet, at least. We need to see more from him. Once we see more from him, then we can say it. You know what I mean? Then we can say something. But yeah, Fabrizio Romano also just did a YouTube video right now where he's giving us an update on Arsenal hopes to complete Bukayo Saka's contract and Saliba's and Martinelli's. We are in the next month. Woo! That is big news. Matt has just become a channel member. Shout out, Matt, for becoming a channel member. Shout out to you, my guy, Matt, in the house. M is saying smash the like button, people. Balogun for squad depth. Let's go. Big up, Matt has become a channel member. Eddie will score tomorrow. You know what, guys? Should I just do the match preview now since I got you guys here? But yeah, you know what? Let's go to the next story. The next story is an interesting one. Even Pep Guardiola is kind of concerned now. Even Pep Guardiola is a little bit concerned. He's a little bit concerned. If you ask me, he looks like it too. Pep Guardiola himself is a little concerned, ladies and gentlemen. He is concerned, and he looks like it. I've been seeing Pep Guardiola, and I've been seeing what he's been talking about, and it's like, yo, he's scared that Arsenal are going to win this Premier League. And the reason why I say he's scared that Arsenal are going to win this Premier League is because I see stuff like this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. When I see stuff like this, I start to say, you know what? This might be our year. This might be the year we actually pull off this Premier League trophy. This might be the year that we actually start doing something that people speak about as in, like, you know what? It is a big, big chance for us to win the Premier League. You got Man City fans scared. Chelsea fans scared. Manchester United fans, they're cheering for us. They're saying, come on, Arsenal. You got Man United fans cheering for Arsenal. This is why. Pep Guardiola is losing his mind. He's hitting out at his teammates. He's hitting out at his players. He's saying his players don't have the hunger. They don't have the desire. They don't have the desire to win games. I said this on the Football Terrace. People were going to laugh at me. But Pep says it. Now it's valid. Now it's concerning for City fans. You got Foden not showing levels. Cancelo not showing levels. Kyle Walker not showing levels. The body language is off. They're not training well. Pep is almost conceding the Premier League in January. What is going on? What is going on? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Egal, do you think Chelsea and Tottenham will fall out of the top 6? 100%. At this moment in time, Chelsea and Tottenham are not in the top 4. Chelsea are lucky to get top 7. In my belief, Chelsea are lucky to get top 7. Egal, your video on the Football Terrace yesterday, you murdered them. I did. I cut that Tottenham fan and I told him, you know what? The harsh reality is your club don't give a shit about nothing. They only care about money. And he's like, you know what? I agree. People are talking about 21 million could buy you Thuram. Bro, we need to look past certain players and we need to look at what characters they have. We need to look at the characters of those players. Hence, you don't want a Jack Grealish. You don't want a guy who seems like he doesn't really care. You don't want players who don't seem like they have the interest and the desire to win games. You don't want players who don't look like they have what it takes to compete at the top level. Pep Guardiola was fuming yesterday at his players defending. He said when Damari Gray scored that equalizer, he was fuming at their defending. Phil Foden, at this moment in time, Phil Foden, despite one game in the last couple of games, has not been doing well under Pep. Julian Alvarez hasn't returned yet from Man City. They kind of need Julian Alvarez back in this team because he might have the actual hunger. Besides Haaland, who in that team actually has the hunger and desire to win the Premier League this season? Besides Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne has been playing shit. All of them have been playing shit. The way you left was rude. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, what he's talking about, I did do a video yesterday on the Football Terrace and absolutely ripped these Tottenham fans to shreds. Ripped them to shreds. But yeah, let's just stay on the topic of transfers for a second. We can do all the fun stuff later because there's so many other things that we could talk about when it comes to Gary Neville getting ripped. If you guys don't know, I ripped all these guys on Twitter all the time. All the time, I just ripped them to shreds. But yeah, I personally think there's a lot of good stuff coming out in this transfer window, and it's not always about just making sure you get the signings over the line. Sometimes it's about keeping the people you have and keeping those connections for the summer coming. Because reports coming out, Declan Rice to Arsenal could be a thing. Declan Rice could be a thing in the summer. Declan Rice in the summer. Declan Rice, expect Declan Rice to be on the transfer market in the summer for at least 80 million. Could be Arsenal's plan in the long run. Could be a plan. Declan Rice to Arsenal. Declan Rice to Arsenal in the summer? Who says no to Declan Rice? Who says no to Declan Rice? Let me know. Let me know. Who says no to Declan Rice? 80 million for Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is worth it. I genuinely believe Declan Rice is worth the money. I don't know about you guys, but I genuinely believe it. I think Declan Rice is a quality player. I think Declan Rice is a baller, and I think he's only headed in the right direction at this moment in time. But yeah, at least 80 million. That's what he's going to cost. At least 80 million. But it will be a summer transfer. It won't be a January transfer. It won't be a January transfer. That's a reality. That is one thing I can tell you for free. Now, there is also some other news from Doc. Let me show you what Doc had. Despite Chelsea's interest, his heart is set to Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano, you're a poet. Fabrizio Romano, you're a poet. Woo! I'm not gonna lie. Stuff like this makes me smile. This makes me smile. Stuff like this, when you see stuff like this, despite the Chelsea interest, we already seen it in his earlier tweet, but that just made me smile. Did that make you guys smile? Let me know, Arsenal fans. Did that make you smile when you seen that tweet right now? Despite Chelsea's interest in Mudryk, Mudryk has his heart set on a move to Arsenal. It's emotional. It's beautiful. It's poetic. It's everything. Everything we need to hear. He's getting rejected by Chelsea. He's getting rejected by Chelsea. I love it. I love it. We now can say he's getting rejected by Chelsea. That's what we can say. Oh my God. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love the fact that Bowley went in. Bowley just literally tries to steal everyone's transfers. That's his whole game plan. That's his whole game plan. Matt, you're right. Chelsea rejected. Oh my days. It is beautiful. It's beautiful to see. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Where is the next thing that we got to talk about? What's the next thing? We spoke about that. Oh, yeah. Fabrizio Romano just mentioned the Saliba, Gabriel, Martinelli stuff. He spoke about Joao Felix. We already spoke about that. We already spoke about that. Who's this? Who's this? Arsenal have been following Montpellier striker. How do you pronounce his name? Let's find out.
Elye Wahi.
Elye Wahi. For several months now, and are interested in. They're interesting. Who is this? I don't know much about this guy. Have you guys ever heard of him? Have you guys ever heard of this guy? Never heard of him. Never heard of him. Interesting. I have never heard of this guy. I think I'm going to Google who he is. I'm going to Google who this guy is and how well he's doing over there in France. Because we have a guy named Balogun who is performing like a baller over there. He does play in France. What is he doing? 15 games, 7 goals. How many years has he been doing it? He's 20 years old. He's been playing for Montpellier for 3 years. And in the last 3 years, he scored a total of 20 goals in just well over 60, 51, and then 15. So 66 games, he scored 20 goals. Interesting. Let me show you guys his profile. I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know anything about this guy. People are saying he's good. I don't know anything about him. It's the first time I heard about him. First thing I do is I look at his goals, and then we'll look at his strengths and weaknesses, and we'll figure out if he's any good. But don't know too much about him. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is just one of those rumors where it's like we're following a young player. He plays mostly as a striker and as a right winger here and there this season at least. Let's see how he's done overall balance where he's played. He's played a little bit everywhere, but mostly as a striker and a left winger. Yeah, mostly striker, left wing. Kind of seems like a younger Eddie or a younger Balogun. Do we need more of those guys? Do we need more? Never hurts. Never hurts to have more, but still, I don't know. I don't know too much about him. Let's see where that goes. Keep an eye on it. I don't think it's going to progress too far, but we keep an eye on it. Anything else right now? Anything else? Nothing else really at this moment in time. Nothing else really. Martin Odegaard, captain. We already know about that. We already know about Saliba stuff. Saka, the best under 21 footballer in the league. We already know about that. Martin Odegaard's contract. We already know about that. Yeah, so I got you guys all caught up. That's it. I got you guys all caught up on everything you need to know about Arsenal today. Nothing else that you need to know at this moment in time. No new news has broken at this moment in time when it comes to Arsenal. One thing I will say, though, is you guys enjoy yourselves. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I will come back and I will do another video specifically just on the Arsenal Newcastle game. I might even get Kendall and some other people on, see if we can do a proper preview. What time should I do that? Maybe 7, 6, whenever. 7 or maybe I'll do it at 7. Maybe I'll do it at 7 or 6 or whatever. I just need to go see if I can get some people together for this. But yeah, let me know what the plan is. Let me know what's going on. and we'll figure it out. I'm also going to the Arsenal game tomorrow, so I won't be able to do a match reaction immediately after the game, but I will let you know what's going on for everything. And you guys have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. Hopefully you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys soon. Tomorrow, bro. Peace.